live now? Yes. It is live, it is alive, it is alive. I am reading out of Lydia. I'm at chapter 40 now. Lydia is the story of incarnation. It started with book one in 2006. I started to write Bliss After Life. It was the story of Bliss, who passed away after her 95th birthday. And this is a continuation with the birth of Lydia, who is a reincarnation of a Russian entrepreneur who was called Alexei. We are here now in the story before this big party, which is supposed to happen in May 2012. Chapter 40. The day before the party. Peter and Anna had taken charge of the preparations for the party. They had done all the shopping, and Anna spent a lot of time in the kitchen. She remembered more than she had thought of the things her mother used to prepare, and Peter was a willing assistant. They had cleaned the house together, and Tony and Melanie arrived early Friday. With the weather forecast promising a sunny weekend, they had brought the chairs out into the garden already, prepared for the fire pit, and made barbecue sticks with vegetables and meat. Susan was still at David's, and they were due Saturday midday, along with Holly and Chris. Steve and Silvana would arrive in the afternoon. Ben and Faye had been out most of the day. Lydia slept peacefully in her pram, whilst they had a long walk around Wimbledon Common, along the common and across it, and they had lunch at one of Ben's old favourite places. When they got back to the refuge, the general activities had quietened down. They all sat in the garden chatting, passing Lydia around, who'd had a restful day and was ready for some interesting interactions. Anna was gently bopping her up and down to a Russian nursery rhyme. "I know that one." Tony took his guitar and started to play the melody for "Mary Had a Little Lamb," singing quietly along. "I know that one too." Faye was laughing. "Play it again. I sing it in Cantonese." She started to sing and everybody started to laugh. "That is so funny. I know this melody, but I've forgotten the German words for it." Melanie definitely knew the tune and had a vague memory of some words, but hearing "Mary Had a Little Lamb" sounded equally familiar. "Isn't that interesting? We all seem to know this nursery song. I wonder who started it." Just a moment. Peter took his iPad out and put the details in. "Mary Had a Little Lamb" is an English language nursery rhyme of the 19th century American origin. It seemed there really was a little Mary who took her lamb, her pet lamb, to school one day. I wonder how it made its way to China. Mary Sawyer was born 1806. I guess over time it travelled all over the world. Everybody laughed. Lydia giggled along and everybody started to sing it in a fashion. Only Peter had the lyrics. But they all remembered the phrases, and they were surprised how long it was. Lydia changed partners with every verse and loved it. She loves music already. Faye was always amazed how quickly little Lydia developed. She was not yet 3 months old, but she was so wide awake and smiley all the time. "I cannot wait for Milton to be that age." "Oh, don't wish the time away, Melanie. It'll run fast enough. I'm glad I had a lot of time when I was pregnant. I was just thinking today on our walk how lucky I was. I seem to see pregnant women everywhere at the moment, on their way to lunch and back to work. I was so dreamy when I was pregnant. I would have been useless at any job." "I'm that at the best of times." Melanie was laughing. She loved the reflexology and her job at the cafe was quite fun. She liked being amongst people. An office job would not have suited her. "With Mia in my life, I seem to spend a lot of time seemingly dreaming. I feel lucky too, even just to talk about it with you guys. That is so lovely. She took Lydia from Anna, who was ready to let go, and cuddled her. Lydia grabbed her hair, but Melanie didn't mind and felt herself welling up. She'd never felt alone with Mia around, but sometimes lonely for company who understood her and accepted her for who she was. Is she pulling too hard? Faye had seen the tears in Melanie's eyes. No, Melanie was laughing now. I felt moved. Everybody smiled. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Do you mind if we go off to bed? Faye had been yawning and Lydia was starting to grumble. She was hungry. Ben got up. I come along, too. I can do with an early night. I wouldn't count on sleeping straight away, Benny. This little one might yet have a second wind. Melanie handed Lydia to Ben, and after a good night to all, they disappeared. I think we will turn in too. Peter felt tired, and Anna was glad to get into their little quarters. Yes, don't worry about the stuff here. Tony and I shall clear it before we go to bed. Melanie got up to make a cup of tea and started to clear up. Anna had got up very early. Peter had talked late into the night. They had such amazing conversations. Pete could imitate a brilliant Scottish accent, and she never grew tired of hearing it. He loved trying out Russian sayings, which usually ended up with her laughing out loud as the pronunciations led to funny sentences. They had made love, and she could not remember ever feeling so happy. Her mind was reeling, and she had not been able to stay in bed. Peter was snoring quietly, and she covered him after she slipped out of his arms. She felt so excited. This party was to celebrate Pete, his birthday, but also their decision to spend their future together. All planning was about him leaving Scotland and coming here as soon as he could. They would ask Susan if they could rent accommodation in the house. They both wanted to live here. It was strange, but they never even questioned it. They were going to talk about it to everyone tonight. She felt almost breathless. Her phone was ringing. Skype. Her mother. She looked at her watch. 6:30. She had to smile. Her mother knew it was Pete's birthday. How did you know that I'm awake, Mum? I just did. Ooh, it's too early? I did not look. Sorry, Anushka. You were awake? I see you are in the kitchen. Yes, I came downstairs, could not sleep any longer. I want to start preparing. I feel so excited, Mum. She beamed at her mother, who was wiping her eyes. I'm so happy, my treasure. I will not hold you up. I just wanted to see your face and make sure you are happy. I am, Mum. I really am. Pete is wonderful. We come to visit soon, I promise. He just has to sort everything in Scotland. We shall live here. Oh, I am so happy, Anushka. I shall tell your dad. Go, have a good day, and a big kiss. Anna pressed the red button after throwing her mum a kiss. She better start getting the borscht going. She'd got all the ingredients, and switching on the radio, she started preparing. After the pot was on the stove, she left it on low and decided to have a long bath. It was just past 7:30 and the house was still quiet. Melanie and Tony had taken the top of the house as their quarters for the weekend. This was Susan's private hideaway and a gorgeous room at the top, the attic. For Melanie it was the loveliest room in the house, and Susan was happy for the two of them using it. She had hardly been in here since she met David. It was big, roomy. The house really feels like a big home, doesn't it? Tony looked up at the sky and saw a shooting star. He felt so happy. Tomorrow they would celebrate Pete's 34th birthday. He was older than all of them, but age seemed so irrelevant. He was looking forward to having a big gathering at the refuge, all his favorite people in one place. He hugged himself, like his mother often did. Chapter 41. Natalie. She had left her meeting with Bliss and Milton to meet her council of elders. Ever since Milton had started his new incarnation, she felt the call to go back herself. She had wanted advice. She wanted to stay in the soul group, a part of Milton's life, but she had not formed a full idea. She was part of the strong strand in the tapestry, she knew that, and she felt the call to the council. In no time she was with him, facing the circle of bright beings. Would you like to be Anna's son? She almost knew the answer before the question had reached her. Yes, my father Pete and my mother Anna. I would love that. When? When do you feel it's right? When the summer starts. I want to be announced. She had spoken before she had thought about it. This was always so miraculous a process. It is decided then. We shall look forward to your development. Welcome to a new chapter. Joseph. Would you like to be Joseph? Your work will be to teach the natural way of living. Growing food. Making things. Improving things. A family of old souls to support you. A better way for humanity. You will be surrounded by light, not without challenges. You will also have to experience to expand, but you will face all challenges with an open heart. Natalie paved the way for a new chapter. Go forth, Joseph. Work on your blueprint. It will soon start again, and the choices are all yours again. Chapter 42. The day of the party, May the 5th, 2012. And here I have to stop because I'm at the wrong page. I'm missing a page. So I'm stopping here. Chapter 41 is the last one read. Chapter 42 is to follow. Have a good and lovely Saturday. Bye bye.